The image of Jungkook breaking down in Taehyung's arms on his 28th birthday circulated across social media like wildfire, igniting a storm of speculation, emotion, and endless debate among fans worldwide. What should have been a night of simple celebration, a quiet dinner, laughter, and warmth, suddenly became one of the most discussed and emotionally charged moments in BTS history. The youngest member of the group, often seen as unshakable and strong, had shown a side few had ever glimpsed: vulnerable, raw, and human. For millions of ARMY, the scene was unforgettable. A dimly lit restaurant, an intimate gathering, and a sudden collapse of composure. Jungkook leaned into Taehyung's embrace, his shoulders trembling, tears filling his eyes, and in that moment, the barriers of fame, perfection, and the public persona fell away. Speculation ran rampant. Fans wondered aloud, was Jungkook struggling with personal hardships he had hidden from the public eye? Had the weight of stardom finally grown unbearable? Or was it a surge of gratitude and relief spilling over, a response to the comfort and loyalty of a friend standing steadfastly by his side? The footage quickly became a viral topic, dissected endlessly in comments, tweets, and fan forums. Every frame, every expression, was analyzed for hidden meaning, with theories ranging from the heartbreaking to the deeply personal. Days later, Jungkook broke his silence in a live broadcast, addressing the moment with honesty and clarity that only heightened the emotional resonance. Sitting in a simple black hoodie in a dimly lit room, he looked directly into the camera with a mixture of hesitation and resolve, fully aware that his words would be scrutinized by millions. "I know a lot of you have been worried," he began softly. "I saw everything you wrote, all the messages, all the love. I didn't expect that video to spread the way it did, but since it has, I feel I should tell you honestly why I cried." The chat erupted instantly, thousands of fans flooding the screen with comments of support, encouragement, and eager curiosity. Jungkook took a slow, deliberate breath before continuing, his voice steady, yet filled with vulnerability. "That night," he explained, "it wasn't about sadness. It was about everything I've been holding inside," he said. "When Taehyung hugged me, it was like all the weight I'd been carrying for months finally poured out. I didn't plan to cry, I just couldn't stop it." His confession revealed the intense pressures behind his public persona: the weight of fame, the relentless intensity of solo projects, and the ongoing challenges of military service within the group. "It's been a hard year," he admitted, his words breaking through the screen. "There are things I can't always share, things I don't want to burden you with. But Taehyung has always been someone I can lean on. That night, I needed that. It wasn't weakness, it was relief." For many fans, Jungkook's explanation deepened the emotional impact of the scene. The tears they realized were not a sign of despair, but a release, a long-awaited breaking point after months of carrying the world on his shoulders. "When he said it was relief, I cried even more," one ARMY wrote on Twitter, echoing the sentiment of countless others. It was the understanding that Jungkook had finally allowed himself to feel safe enough to release the emotions he had kept hidden. The revelation also underscored the importance of Taehyung's presence. Jungkook described the hug as a reminder that he was not alone. Simple words from Taehyung, wishing him health and happiness, struck a chord in ways he hadn't anticipated. "Because health and happiness are things I sometimes forget to focus on," he admitted. "I'm always thinking about the next project, the next performance, the next expectation." But he reminded me what really matters. It was a rare glimpse into the humanity of a star whose life is otherwise meticulously curated for public consumption. Media outlets quickly amplified Jungkook's live broadcast, framing it as a rare insight into the mental and emotional challenges of one of the world's biggest stars. Headlines highlighted not just the tears themselves, but the courage it took for him to openly clarify their meaning. For years, BTS has been praised for breaking down stigmas surrounding mental health, and Jungkook's candidness added another powerful chapter to that narrative. His honesty reminded fans that even those who appear invincible can experience moments of vulnerability, and that asking for support is not a weakness, but a human necessity. Yet, not every question was silenced. Some fans speculated whether Jungkook's admission hinted at deeper struggles still unspoken, while others wondered if Taehyung's actions were carefully considered, sharing the moment to demonstrate the importance of seeking support. The ambiguity only fueled fascination, but one truth remained indisputable. The bond between Jungkook and Taehyung is unshakable. "I'm grateful to Taehyung," Jungkook said with a faint smile during his live. "He doesn't always say much, but he knows when I need him." That night he was there, and that was enough. For ARMY, the moment, both the hug and Jungkook's subsequent explanation, offered a sense of intimacy and connection. Fans were reminded that behind the records, performances, and global fame, there exists a young man facing pressures few could comprehend. September 1st, 2025, would be remembered not merely as Jungkook's 28th birthday, but as the day vulnerability pierced the facade of stardom, when tears communicated more than any stage performance ever could. His candid explanation transformed what might have been dismissed as a fleeting emotional slip into a defining moment of authenticity. However, in the broader landscape of K-pop fandom, this story also illustrates the dangers of misinformation. Despite the emotional resonance of the viral images and narratives, there was no official confirmation of such a dramatic incident. Big Hit Music, BTS's management agency, has been consistent in controlling narratives, releasing statements when rumors escalate, and yet no acknowledgement ever emerged regarding a tearful embrace between Jungkook and Taehyung. The absence of credible visual or insider evidence raises immediate questions about the story's authenticity. In an era where fan sites, media, and social platforms document every fan meeting, concert, and broadcast, a moment so dramatic could not have gone unnoticed. What circulated were often manipulated edits, cropped images taken out of context, and speculative captions paired with unrelated footage. Both Jungkook and Taehyung have since appeared in official content, lives, behind-the-scenes clips, and promotional appearances, looking composed, lighthearted, and focused on their work. They have emphasized resilience, camaraderie, and hope, revealing authentic moments of connection without the need for fabricated drama. By inserting false narratives of sorrow, the fandom risks diminishing the true struggles and achievements of the members, overshadowing their reality with imagined crises. The viral claim became a case study in the potency of fan-driven media, where clickbait thrives on emotional investment, blending admiration with longing, and sometimes wishful storytelling. Yet, even as a fabricated tale, the story reflects the depth of fans' connection to BTS. It reveals what ARMY hopes for: the vulnerability, the brotherhood, the human side of their idols, not necessarily what truly occurred. This blurred line between reality and projection is emblematic of K-pop culture, where the emotional bond between artists and fans is co-created through narratives, speculation, and devotion. Still, separating fact from fiction is essential. Jungkook's journey deserves recognition on his own terms, not through the lens of dramatic embellishments, and Taehyung's artistry and individuality should be acknowledged without casting him merely as a savior figure in a fabricated story. The lesson is twofold. Fans must approach emotional headlines with critical awareness, and creators, journalists, bloggers, fan editors, carry the responsibility not to exploit the trust of fandom communities. False stories may engage for a moment, but ultimately erode credibility and disrespect both artists and their supporters. The truth, while less sensational, is respectful and real. Jungkook and Taehyung remain steadfast in their paths, dedicated to their music, careers, and genuine bond, which shines through without embellishment. In conclusion, the viral claim of Jungkook breaking down in Taehyung's arms was more fantasy than fact, thriving on the emotional investment of fans and the mythology of BTS's brotherhood. Its emotional power was undeniable, yet its foundation was non-existent. Reality is simpler, less theatrical, but ultimately more authentic. Jungkook and Taehyung continue to demonstrate their unbreakable connection, their commitment to artistry, and their humanity in ways that require no dramatization. The genuine bond, moments of support, and shared laughter are more than enough to inspire, comfort, and captivate ARMY, without the need for fictional embellishments.